Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Today we are starting a new chapter which is called Al-Hal. Al-Hal, the meaning is state or the condition. Now let's start. So Al-Hal is a state of someone or something, and it's expressed in the form of action. And that someone and something is actually called your Sahibul Hal. Always remember, hal only appears in a complete sentence. We are going to explain this further, but just remember that in order for, if you want to find the hal, you have to first make sure your sentence is complete with all the necessary components. Okay, so sahibul hal almost always is proper. Now, again, I would refrain from saying always. So that's why I'm saying almost always it's proper. Over here, you can see these examples. Bilal left while crying. So while crying, underlined is your hal. The book came down gradually. How did it come down? Gradually, so that's your hal. The dog ran towards me barking. So how did the dog come towards me? It came barking. So these are your hal. Now also notice if you remove these hals, the sentence is still complete. Bilal left, complete. The book came down. That's absolutely fine. The dog ran towards me. That's also perfectly fine. So hal is always an addition to a complete sentence. Now also notice that Bilal, the book, and the dog, they are all proper. So most of the, so far I've come across these examples in which hal is always proper. There may be exception, we don't know, but at least not to my knowledge. But almost always it's proper. The three forms of hal are when hal is in ism, it's in the in nasab status. So when it is expressed in the form of an ism mufrad, then it is in nasab status. It can also be jumla fi'liya. Your hal can be jumla fi'liya, and your hal can also be jumla ismiya. And one thing you have to remember that jumla ismiya will start with waw, with harf ataf waw. So in ism, so this is what we are going to deal with today. So when hal is in the form of ism, it is either ism fa'il, it is either ism maf'ul, it is either ism sifa, or it can be a masdar. So these are the four ways in which a hal can come in a sentence. Let's look at them one by one. So when al-hal is as ism, so ism is always mansoob. So first of all, let's do an overview when it is in the form of ism. It's always mansoob. It's always a nasab. Ism is, with sahibul hal, it will always match in, it will match in number and gender. There is a case where it doesn't match. I'll tell you later. But it is a rule that, number and gender should match. Then al-hal always appears. You only look for it when there is the sentence is complete. For example, you found your fail, you found your file. In some cases, you would need a maf'ul as well. So if you found all that, then you can see if there's an additional information. You have to see if it's hal. A sahibul hal is when you ask you. So if you want to find your sahibul hal, you have to ask yourself who or what is in this state. So once you found your hal, you look for your sahibul hal, that if this is the state, then who exactly is going through this state. Now, ism sifa. So when hal is expressed as ism sifa, now this is one example that I came up with. Abqaitu ta'ama mughazzan ala tawilati. Now, translation would be I kept the food covered on the table. So abqaitu is the fi'l, and the file is inside file, which is I. And then at-ta'ama, as you can see, this is maf'ul. So I kept what? Is it complete? No, I kept something which is the food. And this is your mutalik bil fi'l ala ta'wilati. Now notice mughazzan is an additional information. Also notice it is nasab. So this might be your al-hal, which is mansoob, which is nasab. Also remember that you have to ask now covered. So mughazzan mean covered. Now what or who is covered? Is it I? Abqaitu? I? Is it covered? Is it covering me? Or is it the food that is covered? So you can see the sentence suggests that it's the food that is covered. So that's the sahibul hal. Also notice it is proper. Remember, it will match in gender and number. So mughazzan is singular, at-ta'ama is singular. At-ta'ama is masculine and mughazzan is also masculine. I think this is not mughattan. I think it is mughazzan. But let me just confirm. I believe it's mughazzan, but I'll fix it. Okay, now al-hal as ism file. So akala Bilalun Bilalut tuffahata qa'iman. So Bilal ate the apple while standing. Akala Bilalut tuffahata qa'iman. So now you have to find out what exactly is nasab. So akala is your verb. The file is actually the outside file, Bilalun. Now, Bilal 8. That could also be complete, but you can also see that there is one more information, which is at-tufahata, which is nasab, but it has al in it. So maybe it's the maf'ul of this. Now, if once you find the fail, file, and maf'ul, there is qa'iman, which is also mansub. So could be that this is your hal. Now you have to find out who is it that is standing. Qa'iman, is it the apple which is standing, or is it Bilal who is standing? So you would see that it's Bilal who was standing and eating the apple. So that's your sahibul hal, your outside file. Also, you can see it matches in number and gender. So Qa'iman is singular, Bilalun is singular. Qa'iman is masculine, Bilalun is also masculine. Now, sahibul al-hal as ism maf'ul. Now, jalasas suja'na'u alal kurasi mukarranina. Now, the translation would be the prisoners sat on the chair, chained up. Now, first of all, you have to find, so jalasa is your verb, and your outside file, you can see it's rafa as-sujana'u. So this is your prisoners. And alal kurasi is, this is, I think, plural of chairs. Yes, it is. So kursi, kurasi, it's your mutalik bil fail. So once you've found your fail, file, and mutalik bil fail, mukarranina is a combination. Either it is nasab or it is jar. Now there is no reason for it to be jar, because there's nothing over here that is making it, which is jarifying it basically. I mean, kurasi is not light, so it can't be mudaf. There is no harf jar over here. So this is clearly not jar. This is probably nasab. Now the reason we said it is nasab is because we believe this is the hal. Now you have to find out who and what is chained up. So is it the chairs which are chained up? Maybe. Is it the prisoners which are chained up? I think it's pretty clear. It's the prisoner as-sujana'u, which is, you can say they are chained up. You can also see, and also by the way, kurasi would, had this been the sahibul hal, this would have been 1F. Mukarranina would have been mukarratan, because non-human plurals are 1F. So this would not have been mukarranina. It would have been mukarratan. So we can safely say that since this is your sahibul hal, which is proper, you can safely see that number, it's plural, and gender, you can see this is also masculine, mukarranina is also masculine, so it is matching. Now let's come to hal as ism masdar. Now this is something which is not very common. Even maf'ul, sifa is also not very common, but masdar is also it's very rare that, masdar is used as hal. So one example that I've given over here is ja'au rakdan. Now this would be Fatima. Sorry, this is wrong. They came running. It's not Fatima. I have to correct this. They came running. I'm going to correct this in the presentation. So it should be they came running. You can see rakdan is actually a masdar. It's not file. It's not maf'ul. It's not even sifa. It's the masdar of rakada. So this is your hal because it's nasab. And now who is it that was running? They. So this is the inside file they. Now one thing which is different, now this is your sahibul file, which is the inside file home, that they are not matching in, at least not in number. Gender, yes, they are maybe, but also with gender, I just want to remind you that masdar cannot be made feminine. Even if the masdar is with tamarbuta, it will stay with tamarbuta. You cannot make it masculine. If this is rakadan, you cannot make it rakadatan. So masdars cannot change their gender. They stay the way they are. Even if there was an inside file, let's say Ja'at, let's say it was Fatima, you would not say Rakadatan. It will not match in gender, and certainly it's over here not matching in number. So you can say there is an exception when you're using Masdar as hal. The gender of Masdar cannot be changed, always stays, and it always stays singular. So this is one exception with Masdar. I hope this concept is clear. If there are any outstanding questions, please let me know. Fatima, again, I have to make this correction in the PDF, so I'm going to do that. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair.